Hi everybody, welcome to Michelle's Stamp and Craft Corner. I'm just making sure that I am live. Okay, it looks like I am live. Good evening or good morning or whenever you're watching this. Welcome, thank you for watching. I wanted to come on and share with you a card that I made for a swap that I just joined and show you how you can use multiple stamp sets to make the same card. But before I do that, I do want to share some Stampin' Up! Business with you. Stampin' Up! Came out with the new catalog, so if you do not have a demonstrator, or if you're new to stamping and you would like to learn more about it, please let me know and I can get you a catalog. This is the new annual catalog. It runs from May, started May 3rd, so it's running from May to April of next year. And as you can see, it's beautiful artwork. And that's one of the nice things about our catalogs. It has so many ideas, so many different colors and coordinating stamp sets and coloring ink pads and paper markers. So it's not only really an idea book, but you can obviously order stamps and paper and ink and things like that. But it truly is an idea book. It gives you tons of samples, as you can see here. And some of the artwork is just exquisite. Great ideas for cards and scrapbooking and different things like that. So if you are interested in the catalog, please let me know and I will get you one out ASAP. We are going to be working with this stamp set today. It's called the He's the Man, and we're working with the He's All That stamp set and the die cuts and the DSP, or the Designer Series paper. So as you can see, everything coordinates, which is what I love about Stampin' Up! And you can see all the ideas that they give you. I know Mother's Day is this weekend, but I figured I'd do a Father's Day card today. I've been working on Mother's Day cards for customers and things like that. So I thought, all right, well, you know, let's change it up a little bit. Let's use the He's the Man stamp set and kind of honor all the men in our lives. Okay, so we're going to be working with that in a few minutes. But what's great about Stampin' Up! Is Stampin' Up! Has a phenomenal business opportunity this month, and it's only till the end of May 31st. If you decide to join Stampin' Up! And join my team, not only can you join for $99, I don't know if you guys can see that, $99, and you get $125 worth of free merchandise, which you can pick. You can pick anything that you want with your merchandise. The paper, the ink pads, the stamps, whatever you decide you want to pick. What is great about the offer is you not only get the $99 offer and the $125 free merchandise, but you also, they have this offer where you're going to get each one of these things in addition free. So it's almost about $200 that you're going to get for $99. So I was laughing with some people that I work with, and I'm like, I kind of wish that I could have gotten this offer because it's huge. When I did my Stampin' Up!, I don't remember how much it was, and I did get to pick what I wanted, but we didn't get all this free stuff. And a lot of times they'll do it during celebration, but this is a really good offer. So if you're interested in even just being a hobby demoist, like we call our hobby demos, people who just want to make cards for their friends, their families, maybe they do a little selling on the side, you know, or do craft fairs and things like that, this would be a great opportunity for you. You don't have to get into the business end of things. I know that's not for everybody, and I will not push anybody to do that. But if you're interested in getting just the starter kit and getting stuff for you, contact me. You have until the end of the month. It's a great deal, and you're getting a lot of fun product. So the first thing that you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting the new In Colors. This is a 6x6 2022-2024 Designer Series paper. And I'll show you. And there's tons of fun. These colors are just gorgeous, okay? And you can see that each paper is double-sided. So we have this. And then the polka dots. Then you have this green, and we're actually calling this Parakeet Party. This was the Starry Skies. This blue is the Starry Skies. This is Parakeet Party. They come up, Stampin' Up! Comes up with some fun names for their stamps and their colors. The stripes. Can you see the stripes? My light's a little weird tonight. The diagonals. And the polka dots. This purple, which we're calling Orchard Oasis. And again, the stripes. And then this. And the stripes. And I think these two are my favorite colors out of the new in colors. This one is Tahitian Tide. Now, if you've been with Stampin' Up! For a while, it's very similar to the Tempting Turquoise, but it is a little bit brighter, I believe. So you can see the difference. It is a little bit brighter. I love this new ink pad. I just absolutely adore it. So you have the little flowers and leaves, and there's little stars in there. And then the stripes. And then the checkered. And the polka dots. And this last one is called Sweet Sorbet. And this is my other favorite. There's those polka dots, the stripes, and the leaves. So you get this for free by joining. Okay, put this to the side. Then you get the 2022-2024 in color cardstock, which is the solid colors. Now you can see I've already broken into this and played with it a little bit. Okay, so let me put those to the side. So you get, again, that Parakeet Party, the Tahitian Tide, the Sweet Sorbet, that beautiful Orchid Oasis, and the Starry Sky. Now, a lot of times people think these are blue, and they probably are coming up blue on the camera, but they truly are, one is more of a purple and one is more of a blue. Okay, so this is definitely a darker blue. I'll pull out the ink pad for you for a second here. This is, you can see it's a blue, and this is more of a purple. Okay, so that's the cardstock that you get. You're also going to get the in color grid paper, and this is grid paper. This is the Paper Pumpkin grid paper. I usually use this to put it down so I can stamp on it, and kind of keeps my area clean. So you're getting that in the in color grid paper, which I haven't gotten yet. And then you're also I can't believe this offer. It's amazing. Stampin' Up! Is also giving you for free, if you decide to buy the starter kit, the ink pads. So you're getting the 5 in colors plus the paper plus the designer series paper. So you're getting all this, this, and the grid paper as a free gift, basically. So like I said, if you've ever thought about joining Stampin' Up! Or even just getting the starter kit and getting the discount, you get a 20% discount on anything that you order as a demonstrator. Even if you don't want to do the business side of things, join for $99, get the free stuff, and then see how your life takes you. That's actually how I started. A friend of mine invited me to a party, and a lot of years later, I'm still doing it. But now I'm doing it as a business. But it's an amazing deal if you're interested in getting some free product. Okay? All right, so let me put all this aside, get this out of the way. And then, so like I said, tonight I wanted to recreate a card I made. I made this card. Let me see if I can hold it up to the camera a little bit. I made this card for a Father's Day card. I'm in, a friend of mine at work got me involved in this swap, and you kind of mail away the cards to just one person. You have to make one card for one person, and you mail it to them, and then you'll get one card in return. And I decided to do a Father's Day swap. So I made this card, and this stamp set is actually retiring with Stampin' Up. This stamp set was A Good Man stamp set, and I just loved it because it had the little girl and the little boy, some great sayings. So I decided to use this stamp set, and I made a gatefold card, and a gatefold card is just that. It opens like a gate. So I put the father relaxing, it's your day, added some twine, did some, made my own little designer series paper there with an embossing folder, added a few embellishments, colored it in, and I was done. So, and then just added Happy Father's Day inside. So I thought what would be fun was to take the new stamp set, He's All That, and make the same card, but maybe make a card for my dad for Father's Day. So, and get ahead of the game, which would be nice. So we are going to, like I said, we're going to use this stamp set. Now, again, like I said, if you'd like a catalog, please let me know and I'll get one out to you right away. The new catalog just started May 3rd. This is the collection, the sweet collection we call them, that is He's the Man. And we're going to be using He's All That stamp set. So you can see all these stamps come in the stamp set. And then I got the dies as well. And if you bundle, what we call a bundle, if you get the stamp set and the dies, you get 10% off your purchase price, okay? Plus, if you're a demonstrator, you get the 20% off, which is nice. What I do, they come separately, but what I do is I take a magnetic sheet, put it in here, and then I can put my dies in with my stamps, and then everything is together in one spot. And then I usually put a sticker on there with my label maker to say that there's dies to it, but I like having it all together so I can just grab the one thing and I have everything at my fingertips, if that makes sense. Okay, then the other nice thing about this suite is it comes with the designer series paper. This is the designer series paper, and this designer series paper has punch outs, which is kind of cool because not all designer series paper used to come with this. So this is something a little new I haven't seen in a lot of the suites. So as you can see, you just punch them out. Okay, so it comes with this sheet, and then it comes with these fun papers. This is like a barbecue one. It's got the pig and the little brush and the grill. On the other side, it's the stripes, and actually, I'm sorry, it's the diagonal lines. Okay, and then this one I thought was fun. The tie, the glasses, the mustache, the shoes. And then on the other side is this black. And then it's kind of got like an orange tint to it. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can turn this off for a second. Can you see that a little bit? No, that doesn't work either. This has orange, and it makes little boxes. Okay. And then this is one of my favorites. I don't know why. But it has all the cars on it. And then it has these little wheels, like tire wheels. And these little stars. It's really cute. I mean, I'm sure my camera's not doing it justice. But, oh, and then it's got the little motorcycles. The old-fashioned cars. I thought this was darling. And then it has this print. And this is just little lines. Like little dashes up and down. And then we have this, and this is kind of like a classic mail type pattern, I think. You see these on a lot of the mail type cards with this diamond shape. Very, very masculine. And then on the other side reminds me of a tic-tac-toe board, just a lot of them. I don't know. And then we have this one with the camping. I can't wait to go camping. Oh, I've missed it. I want to go back. And then the boxes or the checks. The checkerboard. Making little boxes. So what we're going to do is we are going to use my favorite paper in this DSP pack, which was the cars. And I'm going to assemble the card with you. So I'm going to grab one of these, get all this other paper out of the way. All right, let me see if I can. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, get rid of my face so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, sorry about my dogs. They bark at everything that goes by. Even if a leaf goes by, they bark. Oh, crazy. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab our paper trimmer. And we are going to take our 8.5 by 11 sheet of soft suede. And I'm going to insert this into my trimmer. Now, with the gate card, normally if you were going to cut this in half, you would, you can make 2 cards out of it, okay? Now, the gate card, you're basically going to do the same thing. So, if you look at this, your gate card, don't measure this piece, okay? But your gate card is an 8.5 measurement this way, okay? It is a, let me line this up, 5.5 measurement this way. We just scored the 2 pieces a little differently, okay? So I'm going to show you the difference between a gate card and a regular card, okay? So an A2 size card, this will fit in an A2 size envelope, and what I mean by that is that it fits in a regular size envelope, okay? This is what we call an A2 size envelope. So this is what it's going to fit into. So then you're going to take your paper, you're going to line it up at the 5.5, run your blade through. Stampin' Up! Has 2 blades on their Stampin' Up! Trimmers, just in case you were curious. This darker one is the cutting blade, and this other one is the scoring blade. So we're going to put that to the side. So now I have 2 sheets of paper that I could make out, I could make 2 cards with if I wanted to. Let me just kind of get my light a little bit better here. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I have my 2 sheets of soft suede. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those, put the other one to the side. I'm going to grab my Simply Scoring tool. And I'm going to put it horizontally in, oh, let me take my bracelet off, sorry. I'm going to take my paper and put it horizontally so it's the 8.5 side. Now, you're going to be scoring this in 2 different spots, okay? You're going to be scoring it at 2 1/8. And we'll write it down so we remember, 2 1/8. And you're also going to be scoring this at 6 3/8. Now, if you are somebody like me, and I did not know how to use a ruler until I started stamping with my Stampin' Up! Friends and learning how to read this, you'd be amazed, okay? So you know that the line here is the half in between 2 and the 3, and then this is the quarter, and then this is the 3/4. These are the eighths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a half, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you get stuck, just count like I do. So a lot of times you'll see me stop and count. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 6 3/8. Okay, so that's kind of how I remember how to do it. You think the school teacher would have a better way, but I don't teach math, so that's what I'm sticking with. Okay, all right, so you're going to put here in your 8.5 side. Okay, so you can see how this lines up at the 8.5 side. I'm going to score it at 2 1/8. I'm going to take the larger part of my stylus just because it's easier for me. Got to slide it down. I'm going to slide this to 1, 2, 3, 6 3/8. Okay, and now I have my paper and it's scored. So I'm going to get rid of my scoring tool, and I'm going to get rid of that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my designer series paper. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut that to go in these pockets, okay? So I have my paper. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab my trimmer again. Now, if you're designing a card and you're not really great with measurements, like I said, was not really good at measurements. What I did was, now we know that these are going to be, like I said, this is 2 1/8. What I wanted it to do is I just want to make it like a 1/4 of an inch thinner. So I have a 1/4 of an inch border around it. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just count in. Now because it's in eighths, I mean, I know my head is already spinning, right? So what I basically do is I know I need my paper to be less than 5 1/2. So this automatically is going to be 5 1/4. So I know I need 5 1/4 this way. So what I do is I'm going to cut my designer series paper. Now, I want to make sure I'm cutting my designer series paper in the direction that it needs to go, because this is what we call a directional sheet. I need my cards to be going the right direction. So I know I need to cut up and down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this at 2 for now. Because I know that's smaller than my 2 1/8, so I'm going to save that for later. And then I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4 because I know 5 1/2. I want to go a 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 5 1/4. Line that up. Save that in case I need it. Okay, now I'm going to bring back my card in. You're going to see that this has, it almost looks like a peak in a valley. What you're going to do is, see how this is almost raised? What I do is I like to turn it over, and I like to fold it in so you can't see those lines. I'm going to take my bone folder, do the same thing here. It's raised here. I'm going to take this and fold it in. Here's my bone folder, and here I have my gate card. Okay. Now, if I was to take this sheet of paper and put this on here, do you see how I have a little bit of space all around? I want to trim this just a little bit more. I'm going to trim this another 1/8. So in actuality, ooh, I'm going to go in a little bit and trim that off. And now I have, when I line it up, that 1/4 inch around. So that's what you can do. If you're really not sure about measurements, play with it. Take a little bit off. You know it has to be less than 2 1/8. And just take a little bit off. But if you're really good at math, you'll be able to figure out the measurements real quick. So again, this is now going to measure. Get it on here. And it's coming to that line right there. So this is the 4, right? So you have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8. It's a little past that 6/8 mark. I want to say it's 7/8, okay? So 1 7/8. I'm going to do the same thing here. Cut that little extra off. All right, and I have now my 2 pieces. Get rid of this for now. So now I can adhere my 2 pieces onto here. All right, so let's do that now. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my liquid glue. I got this little stand. It's so cute. I got this little stand at an Stampin' Expo that I went to. And I saw everybody walking around with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? And a friend of mine that I was with was like, oh, it holds your liquid glue. And I'm like, holds my liquid glue? Why do I need something to hold my liquid glue? Well, again, probably not thinking as clearly as I should have been. it keeps all the glue coming to the point and I don't have to shake it every time I want to use it. So that was a dumb moment for me, but I love it. So I actually bought two. All right, I'm going to center this in. The other nice thing about the liquid glue is that I can maneuver it a little bit if I want to. And if I get a little bit on the sides, it's going to dry clear, so not an issue. Okay, take the other one. And I'm going to give it, and you don't need a lot, just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. I'll do the same thing on this side, making sure my cars are going in the right direction. And then I also like to try to line up, whoops, you can't see that. I'd like to try to line the bottoms up and the DSP up with the other side, just so it kind of looks more professional. All right, and then what I usually do is I usually turn it over and give it a nice little rub-a-dub-dub. So it adheres. Okay, so there you have that piece. Now, what I'm going to do is, if you notice on here, this was my first section of DSP, and then I used the Night and Navy and ran it through the embossing machine to give it texture, okay? Because you can see it has that checkered pattern on it. See that checkered pattern? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my opposite side of my DSP, because I know it's all going to coordinate, and I'm going to make this piece here into this piece. Okay, so I know that I want this piece was 5 1/4, so I want this piece to be 5. Okay, and then I want my width of it to be 1 1/4. So I'm going to do 1 1/4 by 5 here. So again, I'll pull in my trimmer here. And again, I'm going to do 1 1/4. So 1 into that line right there. Line it up. And then I need 5, so I'll go to 5 here. Do it again. Go to 5 here. Save that for later. And then I'm going to take these pieces and I am going to center them in here. Now, I wanted to be able to really see this orange, and I kind of wanted this smaller. If you wanted to, you could have done the same thing and layered it 1/4 an inch around. I just wanted a different look. I wanted something a little bit more slimline. I guess that's the right word. All right, so I'm going to take my glue. And the nice thing about this DSP, this Designer Series paper, is that this side of it is not directional, so I didn't have to worry about which way I cut it. So I'm gonna kind of line this up where I want it. Give it a little press down. Do the same thing on this side. Whoops. Again, making sure I line up those ends. And like I said, the liquid glue gives you a little bit more flexibility if you have to move something. Okay. All right, so we have those pieces. All right, now I'm going to make this piece. Okay, this piece right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Designer Series paper, and this piece of my Designer Series paper is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. Okay, so I'm going to bring my cutting blades back in, my trimmer back in, and I'm going to do 3 1/4. And then I'm going to cut 3 1/4. And I didn't cut all the way up because I'm trying to save my designer series paper. So if I did this right, this should be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Yep. Okay, so that's my one piece. Then I want a piece that is a little bit smaller. That's going to be the opposite side of that DSP. So I want that 3 by 3. So I'll take this out again. And then this time I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut it right straight. Whoops. Alright, so this time I want it at 3. So I'm gonna wind up cutting a little bit off here. 3 by 3. Okay, so that piece is going to go in there like that. And then the last piece that I need is going to be my white. Now, I put all my scraps in these plastic bags, and then I have a little carrying case that I have all my scraps in. And I like to leave my white scraps on my desk because I'm always using white. And it's one of the things that I found myself going through like crazy. So I leave my scraps in there so I can constantly pull from here so I'm not wasting a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet. So what I'm going to do is I want that 1/4 inch around less. So I'm going to do 2 3/4 on this one by 2 3/4. Okay, so you can see now I have my white piece in there. Okay, all right, let me get rid of this. Now for my circle, I'm going to pull in these cutouts, and as we do it, I'm probably going to use either You're Stronger Than You Know. I don't really like My Man. I don't know, let's see how the card comes together and then we can pull it and see, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my liquid glue and glue this piece on top of that one. Okay. And then before, oh, that moved a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's ever going to know but you. So that's going to lay on top of there like that. Okay. And then I'm going to pull in my stamp set. And I'm going to pull out I Like Stronger Than You Know. Where? Okay, Susie, hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's the one I thought, right? You're Stronger Than You Know. That would kind of be good for my dad, wouldn't it? Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's pop that out. Good job, Susie. My little crafting friend over there. I got to get her involved in this. All right. So let's pull out the stamp set. Okay. I'm going to grab my acrylic block. Susie, I knew you would be crafty. You just had to be confident in what you could do. And look at you now, Cricut and everything, my friend. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp, put it on my acrylic block, make sure it's straight. I'm actually going to grab my soft suede stamp set. Ink pad. And this stamp set says, "To the man who does everything." And that's kind of like what my dad was for us, is for us. All right. So I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Okay. Then this is going to go right in here. So I'm going to take my liquid glue. And I'm going to put this right in the center. Okay, so this is going to be this piece. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tear and Tape. This is just double-sided adhesive. And I want to make this a little bit stronger because if somebody does open the card, they tend to like pull at this. So I'm going to make this a little stronger. So I'm just going to put it on half the side. I'm not going to put it on the whole thing or else the card wouldn't open. And what's nice about this is I can tear this with my nail. I don't need a scissor. Hence, I guess why we call it Tear and Tape. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take my paper piercing tool, get this backing up. Gonna line this up. Now, the double-sided adhesive is not as forgiving as the liquid glue, so you want to kind of put it down where you want it first. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want that. I think I want that right there, so I'm going to take a little bit of my liquid glue and put that on there like that. I'm going to hold that down for just a second to make sure it... Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this teeny tiny little X and I am going to go in and grab my little adhesive block here. I'm going to go in with my ink pad and I am going to... Hey Susan, how are you? All right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to kind of put this in here like this, just to give it a little bit of decorative. I'm going to do one on this side, and I'm going to do one on this side. Okay, so just to give it a little bit more oomph. And I know my dad isn't like glitzy and things like that, so I'm not going to really add any like bling or anything to it. But what I am going to do is I am going to take a piece of white and I'm going to glue it inside here. Again, this would be 5 1/4 by 4 because that's the inside piece. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to take my liquid glue. And I am going to add this right inside here, so I can write on it and it's easier for the recipient to see it. Okay, and like I said, if you get a little bit of glue, it's fine. It dries clear. Get a little bit behind here. All right, so there's my gatefold card. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take some twine, and I have, and you can use whatever you have. I happen to have this brown and tan twine. So I'm going to take this twine, and it's kind of a little bit darker so it'll stand out a little bit. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to kind of wrap it behind my card and then just wrap it around a couple of times. I usually wrap it around 3 times and bring it back. And then what I'm going to do is line it up so it's all in a row. Bring it together, give it a little knot. Now I don't want to pull too hard because I don't want to rip the cardstock, but I am going to knot this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim it. And you have your card. And like I said, you could get fancy if, you know, if you wanted to bling this up and put, you know, some embellishments on it and things like that. But my dad's really not like that, so I'm going to keep it simple for him. But I do like You're Stronger Than You Know. That was a good choice, Susie. And that's your card. So again, this was the card I made for the swap. And then this was the card that I just made for my dad for Father's Day. Same type, like I said, here are my embellishments here. You know, I kind of blinged it up a little bit. But again, you can take any card idea, any card template, and change it up with different stamp sets, different embellishments, all that kind of stuff. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so again, that's the He's All That stamp set and the coordinating dies. If you bundle them together, if you buy both, you get 10% off. All right. Again, if you are interested in becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and joining my team, now is a phenomenal time to join. Again, if you didn't catch me before in the beginning, for $99 you can buy the starter kit and you get $125 worth of merchandise. But in addition, Stampin' Up! Is giving as a free gift, hold on to your seats, the 6x6 Designer Series paper, the In Colors 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and the 5 ink pads. Like I said, so you get to pick $125 of merchandise out of the catalog that you want to choose, and you are getting all this extra stuff for free. So if you're interested, and again, you don't have to make it a business, be a business demo. You can be a hobbyist, as like we like to call it. So if you are interested, please let me know, and have a great day. Bye-bye.